Hello everybody. Welcome to the channel if you are new, and welcome back if you're already a subscriber. Today's video is going to be a Hobonichi with me, but it's going to be about my Friday off. So once a month I get a Friday off, and as long as it is not taken up by like a long weekend trip or something like that, I do try to go to one of my favorite places, and that is Ponce City Market. Ponce City Market is in the Atlanta area. It's actually in Atlanta, and I live in kind of the outskirts of Atlanta. So it's about a 30-minute drive if I go at a decent hour of the morning, and about a 35-minute drive back around, I don't know, maybe like 2 o'clock or so. So kind of outside of normal traffic hours. It's a little bit easy for me to get there and get back, and it's one of my favorite places to go. And I kind of do the same thing. I always go to Bellina, which is this amazing Italian restaurant there. I always get myself a donut at Five Daughters, and I always wander into Modern Mystic, which is one of my favorite stores and kind of just like my spiritual store that I go to. And they do have an online site, so be sure to check them out. So the first thing that I'm doing on the page is very carefully outlining, Ponce City Market. So I wrote it in pencil first just to make sure I got it to look right. As you can see, Binks is going to hang out with us for most of this video. And as you'll also see, this is not sped up. I did want to keep it in real time and show you guys just kind of how long a typical page would take if I felt like dressing it up a bit and also not using paint, because the last couple that I've done, I've definitely had to wait for paint to dry. I do like taking my time with my pages. Also, if you can hear any road noises, I'm so sorry. Friday afternoon traffic is starting to ramp up, so it might be a little bit noisier than I would prefer for a voiceover, so I'm really sorry about that. I do like to put a lot into my pages when I can, and that's not always a thing, and it just kind of depends on what I want to talk about, whether I want to talk about what I did or whether I want to talk about how I felt. It just kind of, it depends. And it kind of also depends like what kind of vibe maybe the page has. So like in this particular case, there really wasn't quite a theme. I know that washi tape up top was like a weird sample or came in something from one of the Etsy orders when I was first discovering Coffee Monster Co. And I went down a rabbit hole on Etsy to like get some samples, and that was like a freebie that was included. And I just knew I really wasn't going to use it with anything. So I thought, you know, what the heck, I'll just put it here. It's like Kong themed a little bit, and I think Godzilla as well. It's like very interesting. I think it is like King Kong and Godzilla type of vibe, which is weird and funny. I did use a Coffee Monster Co. sticker to mark in a 5-mile run. It's the longest that I've run in quite a while. The last time I ran really far or a really big run was 9 miles. And at the end of that, I was doing okay. And then my knee really started to bother me later that afternoon and into the next day. And I was having to ice it. And ever since then, I kind of haven't been quite right, which is really disconcerting, because obviously 5 and 9 miles is just kind of like a chink in the armor of a marathon. So I've just been trying to be really patient with myself and my body and get back up to a longer distance, and just trying to make sure to take care of my body and stretch really well before and after, and also make sure, you know, I take a bath and I'm conscious of my body during the run as well, and not trying to overdo it. I think I still need to tweak some things, but definitely on a journey with that. The next sticker that I'm going to throw down is a swatch pins sticker. And it was because I finally, after months, and that sounds really crazy because I don't know, the pack of them is not that expensive. So I decided to treat myself to the Pastel Tombow dual brush pens. I had been looking at these for a while, And especially with June coming up, and I'm planning a lot of rainbow spreads for June, I really wanted to pick them up. And I thought that my collection was really missing kind of that softer tone. I have a lot of like kind of boho tones and muted tones and natural, and that's just my aesthetic and my vibe. However, I really just wanted to kind of give myself like a little something, and decided to stop by Michael's and get this. And I really needed another Signo Uniball because I've been struggling with the one I have. I think I just got a bad batch with it, and I really needed a new one. And at the time that obviously I filmed this, and at the time that this was happening, I was getting ready to go on my trip. So I was just trying to kind of get a couple new things to be exciting. So the colors in this particular collection are, and I'm going to start with the pink and kind of go up, down, up, down, up, down. So we've got 761 is that pale pink. The 723 is that like Barbie pink. And it doesn't come up on screen as bright as it really is, but it really is like a bubblegum pink. 991 is a really soft orange, which I definitely needed because the only orange I have is like bright ass BB-8 orange, which was fine for my Star Wars spreads, but I definitely wanted something a bit softer. The 062 is the pastel yellow. Then 243 is that kind of mint color. I definitely want to... Let me take that back. I am planning to do a Tombow swatch video because I want to swatch the collection I have and kind of see where some gaps are, because every time I like go to think about, I kind of want a new Tombow, or I don't really have a Tombow for this, or I don't really have a mild liner for this, I'd like to kind of hone in on it and see kind of what I need and maybe order them with planners in the fall. So it sounds really strange to prep this far in advance, but the 251 is that pale blue, and then 452 is going to be that brighter blue that's kind of reminds me of like a pool color. Then that kind of purpley periwinkle color is 553, and then the very last purple at that top. Look at Binks. Oh my God. This is also what happens in a normal day when I'm trying to journal and do all the things. She wants the attention. So I hope you guys don't mind her popping into the video and hanging out. But that last purple is 620. I am a purple fan. So I'm definitely not hating on getting a new purple into the collection. Then I just kind of talked about treating myself to the colors and the reason for it, obviously being June rainbow spreads for Pride. And then I can't remember, I think I do just go ahead and start journaling on the Pont City side. One thing that I thought was really cool that I did in this spread was I kind of created my own stickers out of some washi leftovers. And yes, that's what I'm doing. So you're going to see me take that little strip, and I end up cutting out the emoji that's holding the donut because I went to Five Daughters. So of course that was applicable. What I really like about cutting them out is like the edges like fade in. If you have any of her washi stickers, then it's basically the same thing. But, if I know I have a piece of washi that I'm either A, not going to use for a while, or B, is too small to put in like a rainbow spread or something, I go ahead and like cut out the sticker when it's applicable, or cut out the emoji. So I did it with the donut, and then I do it again with a candle, which was kind of interesting that I chose to cut out the candle from the self-care little extra piece that I had. So I decided I was trying to, I guess, not go balls to the wall with my day, because I really wanted to obviously be frugal going into the beach trip, but I also had, like a specific list of things that I do there. So I did want to try out a new place called Sugar Shane's, and they have these like epically cool cookies. They're huge, and they're not as big as Gideon's, and they're not quite as dramatic, but they are stuffed. I opted to try, they have a cookie for a cause where they support a charity, and 100% of the proceeds of any of that cookie purchase goes to that charity. So that was the one I chose to support. I do not remember the name of the charity, and I'm so mad that I didn't write it down before I sat down to do the voiceover. But I do not remember, and I do know it has something to do with leukemia. Regardless, I was super happy to just support a good cause and eat a delicious cookie. It was super good, very like birthday cake, animal cookie, frosted animal cookie vibe. And then I did treat myself to the lemon blueberry donut. So normal me, like balls to the wall me, would have gotten 2 cookies and 2 donuts, like without blinking an eye. And I was like, okay, let's scale it back a little bit and save what probably would be about $15, but every dollar counts. And then, especially when you need to buy alcohol for the beach. And then I chose to head on up to my metaphysical shop, and I was definitely on a struggle bus moment, because about the time that I got up there, I had this moment where I was like, oh crap, am I going to get back here before Letha? Am I going to, like, I don't know. I need stuff for the new moon, which was that day, ironically, about the time I was there. And then I wanted stuff for the full moon, because it's going to be a full moon on the trip. And I wanted stuff for Letha, and I had some specific things in mind, and I was just struggling, trying to figure out, like, what the heck do I want to get? I cannot get everything for all 3 of these things in one trip. That would be stupid expensive, but do I want to drive out here? So I was in a quandary. And I was kind of bummed, because there was a particular crystal that I have been trying to get since March, and they haven't really had a small one. They've been a bit pricier. I do try to keep my crystals, I would say under $15. I mean, I try to keep them small as well, because I typically take them with me. They're in my pocket or they're in my purse. So I don't have I think I have a good sized crystal collection. I just don't have large crystals yet. And I was hoping that I would just find something small. And I ended up finding a gem essence oil instead. And so I wanted to give that a shot, and I'm actually really pleased with it. So I am already thinking of maybe adding one more essence oil. So I got aquamarine, but I'm thinking about getting citrine. I think that would be really great. And then I may end up getting like a black tourmaline, because I think that might be good if I kind of need those protection vibes. So I journaled a little bit about that. One of the biggest wins of the day was legitimately, this is so funny. So for my birthday, Jeff and I went over there, and it was a couple days before my birthday, and I was really excited because we were going to get to sit down and eat there, and that has never happened. I've brought him leftovers. I've brought it, deconstructed and made it, for him, but we've never been able to sit down and eat, and that was a really nice treat. But they had made some menu changes, and I found all this out on the 19th, that they had made some menu changes because of a new member of the staff had taken some things off. And one of those things was this mac and cheese sauce. Basically, it's an Alfredo sauce. I'm just going to call it what it is. It's like a Parmesan Alfredo sauce. And I always get the beef ragu, and it's so good. And it's with these big, parpadelli noodles. I think that's how you say it, parpadelli. Those noodles, the really big ones. And I always kind of just eat until I'm comfortable. And then I pack up the rest of it. And then I go do my other errands. And then when I get home, I eat the last little bit of it. And I have my donut. So that's, again, I am very a creature of habit. My self-care is very regimented in what I do. I know what makes my clock tick, and I know what will refill my cup, and I just do it on repeat because I know it. That's what I know. So I get to talking to the bartender, because I never sit at the bar, and I sat down at the bar, and come to find out the sauce was back, and she gives me the whole backstory, and she got me the sauce, and it was so great, and we had a lovely chat, and we were talking about how to take it home deconstructed. She was telling me about her favorite way to do a meal, And it was really cool, and it gave me inspiration to maybe try something a little bit different the next time I go in there. And it was just really good. And I was really proud of myself because I really wanted the kids' meatballs to go, because it's like half of the appetizer order and therefore half the price. And it's so delicious. Their meatballs and their bread is so good. And it's just such a like delicious, just yummy snack. But I didn't do that. I decided to be pretty chill and come home. And then you're going to see me after this little like kind of writing blurble. I add a Be Kind to Yourself sticker and talk about how I took a bath with a Basin Muscle Relief Bath Bomb. I have a lot of Basin bath bombs. That's usually a must-do stop anytime I'm in Orlando, and I always get like a tube and just fill it up and bring it home. I'm just not really good about coming home and using them, so I have a lot. And then ironically, I had bought extras this past trip to give as gifts, and then that person ended up not being a part of the circle anymore. It's the best way I can put that I was not going to see that person. And so I kind of inherited those gift bath bombs as well, which is hilarious because I already had more than I knew what to do with. But I am making a choice to get through the collection and really just try to treat myself to a bath, especially on longer run days. So basically any run days over 3 miles, I need to make sure to get in a bath and rest my muscles. So, and again, I've been just trying to do that in general, even if I don't run, just to like breathe and read and kind of be still. I think that that's just been really good for my mental health and well-being, is like slowing down and doing things that make me slow down. And it's kind of nice that we're coming up into summer season, because I have been taking my book down to our neighborhood pool and laying out for about an hour, which isn't too long, and it, it allows me to get some sun and not get completely roasted. I did roast myself though pretty recently in prep for the trip, that I do kind of have like a bunny fanny, so my butt's like super white, and then I've got like the red, and I'm kind of itchy a little bit where the skin is like got a little roasty toasty. But I definitely had a really good remote day, and true to form, I think I waited until after my bath to like eat my afternoon snack, but I was so freaking over the moon with the donut I got. It's the lemon blueberry curd, which is just one of my favorites. And if I could eat it, I wish they would just like make it a staple on the menu every single month, but it's only seasonal, which drives me bananas. But I feel like everything was a good 10 out of 10, and it was a very nice and quiet day, and definitely allowed me to recharge and go into the next day pretty clean-headed. And I had a birthday party to go to the very next day, so I kind of needed to decompress and have a good day off. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I have been loving doing the Hobonichi videos. I am definitely going to be doing some funky planner videos the next 2 weeks as I navigate whatever in the heck is going on, because a lot is like changing and up in the air. And so I definitely think we're gonna do some more vlogs. I've got some packing prep kind of stuff, like what I'm taking on trips and things like that videos. So lots of really fun different content. And again, I am really loving the feedback that I'm getting, and I really appreciate any feedback that you guys take the time to give me, because it does, and I know I say this every time, but it does matter, because even if I'm ahead of schedule, which again, oh my God, I'm actually freaking ahead of schedule. It's a miracle. It gives me ideas when I feel a little stuck. And another thing I want to mention as we like inch our way towards June is the fact that Wine Wednesdays are going to be back. So make sure you have your notification bells on. I will be posting a schedule of what to expect for Wine Wednesday topics, so that you guys know which ones like you definitely want to be there for, or maybe just want to watch the replay for. Either way, I appreciate your support, and I look forward to seeing you guys when you do pop in, and I appreciate the feedback. And I hope you guys had a wonderful May as we're closing it out, and I look forward to seeing you guys very soon. And until then, enjoy creating your own little wonderlands. Bye, everybody.